We're rolling, by the way.
Oh.
Is this Christmas?
Yeah.
Don't you know this song? Oh, she's gonna show her age.
No.
Why do you
I'm
get younger,
younger.
aren't you?
She's younger than me.
How old are you?
3 years
21.
younger
How
than
old are you?
me.
21?
24.
Why do I still think you're 21? Yeah, but
You do know this song, I
You've
promise.
got a young
Right, let's
cousin,
turn.
and the cousin's like they're now
I do know
17,
this
but they're
song.
still
Right.
7 in your eyes. That's how I'll always see you as 21.
Everybody always says I'm younger than I am.
Hey everyone, big thanks for supporting the podcast. We really do appreciate it. If you want to hear more from us, hit the subscribe button or press the bell icon for future updates.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome back to the pod.
Happy New Year.
I feel I'm heading up this one. I've just realised.
Oh,
Nick's
yeah?
not here.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, I
yeah.
don't like that.
You're the boss.
I'm the
today.
boss of the pod today.
Yeah. Good luck looking after us.
Yeah, I know.
So-
You're hard to tame down, you two.
Yeah.
So it's a new year. So
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
2020, 2020. Right, okay. So we will talk about personal branding in 2025.
Yes, I think it's going to be a big, evolution
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
2025. I feel like everyone's hopping on that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say a year ago, not that nobody knew what it was, but it wasn't what it is now,
No.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's-
It's like
I think
it's a
2024
staple, isn't
made
it?
it.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It made it what
Yeah.
it is. I think sometimes it's thrown about a bit, like the word personal branding, but I think 2024 definitely made
Yeah.
what it is and get everybody on board. with
Yeah.
it.
Well, you definitely made it.
Yeah.
Your-
2 months as well. It
Yeah.
took me 2 months to get.
That's amazing.
So my goal for the end of 2024 was 5,000 followers because I was on 3,000
Yep.
and I got 10,000. Manifesting that because we are secretly in December right now and I'm not on 10,000 yet, but this is going out in January.
It will be.
I love a manifest.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I need to monitor mine more.
Yes.
I certainly don't have anywhere near those.
But we're
following.
working on that.
Yeah.
We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
And,
I've
need-
learned a lot from you in the last year, definitely,
too.
in terms of personal branding. Like, as much
Yeah.
as I kind of thought I knew what it was, there is so much more to it than I realised, which is a conversation we have a lot about
Yeah.
social media.
do you want to
and-
go into the reason as to why you need it? Really?
Yeah, it massively complements my role in, sales and marketing.
Yeah.
So as a marketing coordinator, I kind of got like a double role. So, it's a 2-part, and one of those aspects is sort of shouting about the Superfly brand, promoting our business, promoting the services that we offer on a wide scale in partnership with the Superfly page, obviously, because
Page,
we
yeah.
do a lot on there as well.
Yeah.
And then the other part of my business is creating new sort of incoming sales and new clients, bringing new business on board.
Yeah.
So the two roles kind of work hand in hand.
Yeah.
But obviously my personal branding is hugely important to that, because as much as it's just a cliche saying,
Yeah.
like people buy from people. We've talked about this a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
But they want to know who you are as a real person as well.
They do.
Not just here's the business, this is what we do. Like
Yeah.
they want to see who you are as a person. They want to see what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And
But it's like the big creators, for example, Stephen Bartlett. How many
Yeah.
followers has he got compared to like the Diary of a CEO or his marketing businesses? Like, I can't remember the names of them now. Flight Story and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like they've got they've got a lot of followers, but compared to the following that his personal account has got, nowhere near enough.
yeah, absolutely.
So it's you
He's a
need
household
to-
name now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people probably didn't know about him 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
He is a brand.
He
like,
absolutely is, yeah. And when we talk about sort of podcasts, and like obviously we do this podcast and we study other podcasts and see what's successful, his name always comes up.
Yeah.
So he's done it right. He's done
Yeah,
something right,
done
definitely.
something right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think we all need them for different reasons. And it depends what platform and stuff you want as well.
Yeah, it does.
So, for example, we're talking about LinkedIn right now
Yes.
because we're a B2B business and we need to be on LinkedIn in order to reach other people in B2Bs or B2Cs. And it's just the best way, really, for us to do that. But personal branding can be on any platform. I think
Yeah.
you just really need to find you need to find the reason behind why are you doing it. So, for example, you said you're doing it for the business, really, to get sales
and with
in
LinkedIn,
and
it is
to
solely
promote it.
for my work.
Yeah,
you know.
and it also does well for you in your career. Like if people see you and then maybe please don't, but you was to go to somewhere else.
Yeah,
You then
I was going to
have,
say
you know,
about like how LinkedIn did get me a job. I
people
wrote a
remembering
post
you.
about that at
Yeah.
like the end of last year. It genuinely did get me a post.
Yeah.
Did get me a
Well,
job through essentially
yeah, mine
one
too,
post
yeah.
being
That's
recognised.
how I found out about my role, being.
Exactly.
Because I followed Ellie on. It was actually on Instagram.
But my personal brand
But it was
on
her
there at that
personal
time.
brand.
it was,
It was, and
you
it was on
did.
her main
She's
account.
tried everything.
Yeah.
And she'd posted a video, and I saw about the role, and I
Yeah.
applied.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show.
Oh,
doesn't
the
it?
we're hiring ad.
The side.
Yeah,
that
Lily,
was-
so
that
Lily
was
saw that
great.
on my
Insert
Instagram
a video.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
crazy.
talk about that so much.
I know.
But it was so
But it was-
successful.
it was
People
great.
talk about it, don't they? I know that sounds really braggy, but people
Yeah.
do talk
It
about
was
our
things-
successful videos
I'm
and how
pretty
they
sure
did
that
stand
was
out.
it was one of the best videos done by Superfly, like in on their account. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
and
like
it was
really
also
well performing.
the first one that I'd done that had
Yeah.
blown up quite a bit.
And it was weird because it kind of like you had an idea in your mind
Yeah.
and you stuck with it, but also it went a little bit off piste
Yeah.
and actually worked out perfectly.
Yeah,
didn't
because
it?
we planned something totally different, and it was literally all the bloopers that came out.
Yeah,
of it.
the
'Cause me
outtakes
and
were the
Rachel were
best.
very new to each other. Like I didn't have anyone to go out filming with. It had to be Rachel because I knew obviously she had the creative brain.
Of course.
So I we need to go out and just do something.
Yeah.
And then when we got back to the office, I just sat and did what we could with
Yeah.
the thing that we had.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But then that was like the paid ads role and how successful that video was.
Yes, the paid ads role. So this is something me and Lily. Well, it was free altogether, wasn't it? And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said to us, "Your idea ain't going to come in this meeting," and we was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, no problem."
Yeah.
So me and Lily carried on with our day, and then I think we went into a meeting or something, and we just
and we were just messing around.
something
I think.
clicked. Yeah,
And we
was,
both just
I
turned
started
to each
filming,
other,
didn't I?
and we were
then
like-
you was like, "Why don't you film this?" And I was like, I'm sort of doing
Yeah.
that, but then
Yeah,
we both
yeah.
worked together and sort of put something
Yeah,
together.
definitely. I think it was.
It always comes to you when you're not looking for it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure when you go into a meeting and go, right, brainstorm. We do it. We
Yeah.
still do it now sometimes. Like, right, okay, what we're going to
There's
do
no
about,
way
what we're going to
I can't
decide.
think my
No.
brain will just not be
See,
creative.
sometimes
pressure.
it works for me and sometimes it doesn't. Like I can go to a meeting and have no ideas at all, and then someone brings something up and I keep going. Like that client meeting we had recently. But then sometimes if someone's like, right, this is what we're proposing, I need ideas right now, I'm like,
Yeah,
No.
we've done that
Sometimes-
with
That's
clients as well,
okay.
haven't we? Like we'll
Yeah.
like when we were at the old office, we'd go and sit outside in the sun and just have a little chat. And like after the meeting, then the ideas might come flowing.
They
And
just
sometimes
come to you, don't they?
when
Like-
you laid in bed and you
I
don't
was just
have a
going to
notebook
say in
and
the middle of the night,
Yeah.
me and Ellie
Yeah.
were talking earlier how
Yeah.
Ellie had an idea at midnight last night.
I was up till 1 a.m. figuring it all out. We could put it together.
Yeah, because you'll forget it.
Yeah.
I say to myself, it's fine. It's such a great idea. I will remember it in the morning.
Yeah, I
no,
knew it.
I won't. You've got to write it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's we've gone off piece there, haven't we? But it's the successes of having a good brand on LinkedIn and
Yeah.
people actually following our content
Yeah.
has paid off for us in a business respect,
Yeah.
but also internally.
I think some businesses just start taking advantage of what they've got. Like they really are. And
yeah.
I feel like 2024 has kicked it off a little bit, but not as much as I thought it would have done. So for example, we're doing it a lot. So there's me, Lily. I need to have a word with this girl.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Me, Lily. I'll put you in there. Emma, Rich, Nick. We're all doing our personal brands. So people get used to us. They get used to how we are. And then instantly, as soon as you want something in marketing, Nick.
Yeah.
Remember it. You don't think,
Yeah, yeah.
Superfly, actually.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You remember
don't
the
really do that.
individual as well,
But
yeah.
you need to put both strategies together. Like me and Lily have a good strategy on LinkedIn with the Superfly. Then obviously I have a good strategy with my personal brand, trying to get Lily to do it. But
2025
she's
is her
not
year.
doing
She's going to do
I
it.
It's
think,
my
yeah.
She's a manifester as well, so
It's
we'll
her
just
goal,
wangle
we'll
some
set her.
work-based manifestations in there
Yeah.
about growing following and
And then,
I
yeah.
think it's
Maybe I could talk about that
Yeah.
on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and you can actually talk about the
Without
reality
going
of
too
working in social
spiritual.
media and how it actually can be quite hard to maintain your own brand when you're managing all the brands for people. You're managing the Superfly brand as a team and other clients. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, sorry to any joiners out there, but it's like a tradesman. It's a busman's holiday. You're not going to get these quips that I'm using. Basically, if you're doing it day in, day out for a living,
Yeah.
you're going to come home and go, I can't be asked to do it myself. Like, mine can just take a backseat. I've got too much going on with work.
That is very
And I
true.
think that's maybe what you've done because you do have a busy role in social media. You've got so many clients that you're looking at different
I think I
different branding for.
I just worry that I'm repeating myself all the time. But I
You're
think
supposed to repeat yourself.
I knew Ellie was going to come in with something then.
I
If
knew you were
someone
going to
sees a
say
post
that.
about you one day and you're like, this is what I did for uni, blah, 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 came out of it, got a job straight away. They've read it. Oh, yeah, that's really good for Lily. A week later, they forgot. Remind them. Tell them again.
Yeah.
Keep telling them. And then
you,
you'll stick
you
in their
didn't go
head.
to uni, Ellie. So that's something that Lily, you've got as an advantage to be able to talk about as part of our
I
team.
do,
You've
and
got
I
that
should.
experience that some of us
Yes.
don't. I didn't go to university.
I didn't go to
so
university.
It's
And I
nice
will.
to hear.
I will. I
Yeah.
will do it.
So in your next review meeting that we'll also be
Thank you.
recording.
Yes. That's on camera, by the way.
I know.
I'll play it
That'll
every,
come back and
every
haunt you.
Monday in our meetings. I'm going to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
that now.
Yeah.
You said.
How many more posts have you done since this
Yeah,
meeting?
exactly. But yeah, I think you should definitely get on top of that.
Yeah.
But you reminded
I
me
will
then
do.
with joiners. So when I said about what platform to be on, at the minute there is 3 bricklayers on TikTok. I don't know if anybody's seen this.
3?
Yes, I have. They're
You have,
hilarious.
right.
Oh, 3 that
They
are
work
viral.
for a company. I don't have a clue what company they are.
Right.
But if I wanted a bricklayer right now, them
would
3
be
come to
them.
my head straight away.
Right, they'd be who you're
Have you
looking
not
up.
seen them?
No.
Let me
Oh,
see
I'm
if
on
I can
so
TikTok.
find them.
funny. Lily,
I'm
please
not
get it up.
on TikTok and I
It's
will not be
3
downloading TikTok.
Oh, you don't have it, do you?
No, I'm too
So it's
overstimulated.
Three guys. Most of their videos are where they drop a microphone down, but it's not a microphone. It's like
Do they
something
dance?
silly.
Yeah, they just do daft videos.
I think I've probably
And
seen
they
some
like
on
lip
LinkedIn.
syncing.
They lip sync to like
I
popular
have.
songs.
Do you know what? I have.
It's
I've
so
seen them doing like an
funny.
NSYNC song or something like a Westlife, real
Yeah.
like old school 90s pop.
See, this is what I mean though. It's not all serious. Be on LinkedIn if
No.
you want a personal brand. If you're hilarious, get on TikTok.
Well, I should be on TikTok then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They are very different.
Yeah.
Actually, that is a question that I wanted to ask you. I would say I don't know, it's quite easy to create a personal brand on LinkedIn when you know how. Is it easier or harder if you were doing it on Instagram or TikTok, for example?
See, I found LinkedIn's my best platform.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's not new, because it's not new, but because people are sort of finding the feet with it.
Yes.
Whereas TikTok is very saturated. Instagram's even more saturated. It's been around for longer. And it's like had all these changes. Instagram don't even know what it's up to nowadays. Like they don't know what works and
Yeah.
what doesn't.
Yeah.
They come up and they say, oh, we don't actually know if this is going to work for you, but we've put it out there, try it, see if it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you've got the algorithm to play with as
Yeah.
well, or to contend with, should I say.
Yeah, but if you are creating a new account and you sort of got a strategy together and you know what you're doing, get on the platform and see if it works. Whereas I never ever gave it enough chance. That's what
Instagram.
On a personal branding level.
Yeah.
I never gave it enough chance. There was points where I was getting like a lot and I was doing a lot of fashion, which is
Yeah.
I think the point of where Lily followed me, and got with it. But it just depends.
But again, it's a lot to maintain, isn't it?
Consistency. It's setting your authority, and you need to be able to just
Do you think scheduling comes in there?
constantly.
Because that's one thing I find so easy about LinkedIn is I do posts in
Yeah.
the moment,
You can
but I
kinda
also
just
do
bulk them
schedule.
all, can't
I've
you?
got
And
a
then
scheduling
sometimes
thing now
I'll
where-
have like a burst where I'll make like 5 posts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You might be feeling really inspired one day.
I mean,
So
not at the minute.
when I-
obviously.
yeah, they're all in drafts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just set for 2025.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
mean,
But yeah,
next
scheduling.
month.
So when I first started about 2 months ago, I remember showing you, and I said, "Look how much posts I've
Yeah,
got
you
for like
did.
a month."
Yeah.
And you was like, "Whoa, that's what
I
the
had
hell?"
3.
So I don't do that anymore. I will do like maximum 5, so for a week, and then I
Right.
won't do more because what I'll
Right.
do is do 5. And then at the end of that week, I'll sit like on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever, and then I'll put in ChatGPT, right, these are all the posts I did. These are how many impressions I got, engagement, blah, blah, blah. This is why I think it did well. Why do you think it did well? And then it'll come back to me saying, oh, I can see this, that, and the other from these posts. People will get, I don't know, value from this post that you've done.
Right.
And then it'll maybe give me some ideas. I don't usually
And it
use
looks
its
at how
ideas
you've
sometimes.
Been interacted with
Yeah,
by
yeah.
other users
So
and
at the
things.
moment, I'm really seeing that works because I used to get under 100, and at the minute, I've been getting over 100 engagement on every single post at the minute. So
Yeah.
I'll just set 5 posts, let it go out for the week.
Right.
Use my hours to do engagement rather than making posts, and then
Right, okay.
week
So you
after
can plan,
I'll
but
analyse
not
it
too
all.
much, because then
Yeah,
maybe what
because-
you've written might not be relevant.
Exactly,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly. Like if you've wrote something for a month's time, you might be like, oh, well, actually, don't like that post because I did write about that similar like the 3rd week in, and it didn't do very
Yeah,
well.
I have had that occasionally where I've scheduled something and then something else has come up and I'm like, that's really relevant right now. It's like
Yeah.
a trend or a campaign, and I'm like, I'm going
Yeah.
to post about that and forward my other schedule. And by the time I've come to
And you have
post
to do
it,
all of the.
I'm like, actually, that's
not
not
even
relevant
relevant.
anymore. I should
Yeah.
have just either posted it there and then or got rid of
I
it.
think that's what a lot of people forget to do is analyse the post, what's worked well and what hasn't.
Yeah, of course.
Because some people see what hasn't and don't even think about, oh, why hasn't? They just carry
yeah,
on
definitely.
talking about
And
that.
if you've not looked into personal branding, like we hadn't before you started giving us, some really interesting insights, and you did your workshop webinar,
Yeah.
there's things in there that I wouldn't have thought to have done, and maybe people don't realise that they need to actually analyse what
You need to be
performed
on top
well.
of things, I
Yeah,
think
you need
that's
to
what
know
it
what your
is.
top performing stuff is, don't you?
Yeah, and you need to start strategically doing stuff. For example, like you use it for sales for Superfly, things like that. You need to, you know, be adding 10 people a day, but there needs to be a reason for you adding them 10 people.
of
It can't just be a
course.
random 10 people.
Yeah.
There needs to be reasons for everything that you're doing.
Yeah, and then you're structuring your content based on them seeing it.
Yeah.
So rather than just posting any old thing, it needs to be
Towards
relatable
them.
content aimed towards the
They need
audience.
to read it and be like, oh, she's like written this to me.
Yeah.
A good tip that I learned was Jasmine Alec on LinkedIn. He's a copywriter and he used to be a rapper. But he's now a copywriter and he earns thousands, nearly probably millions of pounds, just helping people write on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And he has this strategy where he will write a post, even if it's for a client or himself, he'll write a post by starting it, Dear Son. So he's just became a dad, well, about 3 years ago, I think. And ever since he's been doing it. So he writes, Dear Son, and then his whole post, he'll write to someone like personal branding, like a tip, but it'll be to his son. So it'll maybe like be a little bit lighter. So then every single post he does is the same tone of voice because he's speaking to his son.
So you immediately see Dear Son and
So
you
it's
know
really
it's him.
distinct, yeah.
Yeah.
So I did it last night. I was writing a post and I put Dear Mum because she's been like a big part of me and the way that I am. So I put Dear Mum and I was like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like she made it. She made where she wanted to be, like saying that my younger self is where she is now.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But I'm telling my
yeah.
mum about it. So it's, I did it as though I didn't live with my mum. I do live with my mum, but I did it as though I didn't live with her. And I'm like, I made it. I got to where I wanted to be.
Yeah, you achieved your goal.
Younger me would have been so proud and stuff like that. And honestly, I felt like I was going to cry at the post. I was like, wow. But it actually works.
we love a tearjerker.
Seriously works. But copy you need to focus on LinkedIn, and Jasmine Alec shows that. But I think that's another thing. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't focus
I used to
on.
work with some copywriters and they're exceptional.
Yeah.
Like, it is a skill that not everybody has.
Yeah.
Some people are not great at writing. So if you're posting on
I'm not
LinkedIn, it
observable.
might not
Yeah,
be
I
engaging.
think
Some people have it more.
ChatGPT is just taking over LinkedIn now, and I'm really good at spotting it. And it's
Yeah, we talk
Can you
about this
spot it in
quite a lot,
math?
don't we?
no, I can't because you're very clever with
how to
it
use it.
because you
But that's how
don't.
to use it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you'll kind of use it to structure what you want to say, but
Yeah.
you'll put your own twist on it and you'll use your own tone of voice, and it's obvious that it's you because.
Yeah.
Like you
But
just
now
said,
you know how to do that.
all your posts, you've got the
Yeah.
same tone.
Yeah.
It's consistent.
It's finding the tone of voice and repeating yourself.
It's when it's just robotic sounding
Yeah.
and I could literally
Yeah, rocket emoji.
rockets and them long
emojis.
hyphens.
Yeah.
Yes,
What is that
yeah,
long
yeah.
hyphen?
It's annoying.
The ChatGPT devil.
Yeah.
Wait, did you do a
emoji.
post about that?
Yeah.
I was just
Did
going
you
to
know
say
what? The post performed really well.
Good.
And,
And
the
it was basically talking about ChatGPT and how you can harness it.
It's
Speaking
great.
from
I love it.
perspective of someone who was terrified of it. Because I just thought, we're not going to use
You
our
just have to be
brains anymore.
careful.
Exactly. You don't
Just got to use it as an assistant.
write me a post based on this topic.
Yeah.
I think the best thing to do is write a post based on the topic that you want to talk about. And if you want to use ChatGPT to just help you elocute it better and check your grammar, like I've got
need
a
that.
friend that I used to work with, but we're still friends, and she says I can't spell.
Yeah.
And I'm not great at writing, but I have some really good ideas in my head and I'd love to share them. That could
Yeah.
really be something
that's
that
why it's
ChatGPT can help
useful.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just think, it's obvious when it's been used in some cases, especially on LinkedIn.
Don't
I
use it
think.
too much, basically.
And it takes that personal brand touch away from your personal brand.
yeah.
It's not,
It's like
It's not
buying roast
you.
potatoes from Marks and Spencer and not making your own on Christmas Day.
sure.
From Marks and Spencer.
Yeah, like,
Except I do buy
like
them.
buying everything ready made. It's not your
Yeah.
own, is it?
It's not, and it's scary because it is hard to tell.
Yeah,
I just think there are ways you could definitely utilise it, like
definitely.
we do on a day-to-day basis
Yeah.
with our roles, but
Yeah,
also
definitely.
like, I use it for my LinkedIn posts, but I'm just you can tell
People can lean into it too
in
much.
a lot of
Yeah.
in a lot
Don't
of
I agree.
rely on it
places.
too much. That's what it is.
I think
Yeah.
the capitalised hashtags as well is just really starting to annoy me. I loved them at first.
It's emojis
But I
for me.
do.
But it's too obvious now because I think that's ChatGPT.
This is a this is
We
a
never
really
used to
interesting
do
debate.
that.
But I
Yeah,
did.
it's always lowercase.
It was always
I
lowercase.
was top speller at school, guys. I still got my spelling book, and I was
Really?
yeah.
Do
Like
you want to do a spelling test?
not right now. I mean,
Onomatopoeia.
No. Not falling into that trap.
Yeah, so
But that's really annoying now. This is what we were talking about. Like, ChatGPT has learnt to write like a human. So there are going to be similarities. So now
Definitely.
it's silly to say, well,
And
you
this
can't
leads me on
capitalise your
to
hashtags. Why not?
when
That's what I did before.
was obviously writing my dissertation at university.
Hashtags.
It was a massive thing at the time because
Right.
it become so advanced by the time I was writing my dissertation that it was the tone of voice and everything. It was, spot on. It was just so human like.
Right, okay.
Did you use it to help you write it?
So my dis supervisor actually told us to use it to help us structure our dissertation
can get
as a
that.
tool.
Yeah.
As a tool, but not as a.
What year was this?
This was in my third year of uni, so this was last.
2022.
Well, no, it would have been 2023 to 2024.
Right.
So I handed it in
As if they were using it. It only came out in like 20
February
2022.
Yeah,
2024,
but
I
I
think.
remember my eldest
That's
stepson
mad.
having that conversation when they were doing their A-levels.
And
And they were-
they
they were kind of
weren't
warned not to
fully
use it,
against
but
it.
yeah.
It wasn't, it wasn't like, you can't use it, it's banned.
Yeah.
One, because I don't think they would have had any way of ever knowing.
How can you prove it? That's the thing.
So
you can't
I
give
did
someone
the-
a
I
As long as
fail.
you
tested
change
it
the
out.
tone of voice and stuff.
So what
then
I did
you
was
can't
I
tell.
wrote an essay. I say an essay. I wrote a few hundred words just off my own back, and I put it into a AI detector, and it said that it was something like 50% likely to be AI. And I thought, well,
Oh, and you actually wrote it?
but I'd written it.
What?
So obviously that wasn't
Exactly, then how
you
can
know,
you detect? You
accurate.
can't
Maybe you're
accuse
just
someone of using
really,
it
really
if you don't
intelligent.
actually have proof.
So they basically
Yeah.
said like, use it to structure your work. I think now they do actually have like technology that they can use to actually, if you've like copy and pasted it straight out of
Yes.
GPT.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
think
like a
they've got-
URL at the back of it. And
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I was
Jamaica.
just
Get in here.
All right, back end.
I know.
Not like that.
Web development. So I think it's really good for stuff like that. And I think, especially with big uni essays and stuff and just knowing where to even start. I had chapters. It was this
Yeah, I've
whole
not done
big
a
thing and-
dissertation, but I can imagine a lot of people.
Yeah, and it
Of
was
course,
Ram
leaning
it
into
the
ChatGPT.
and it was so
yeah.
helpful, but at the same time, I think, God, a couple of years ago, people were just actually writing things,
Yeah.
using their actual brains. and-
Yeah. Yeah, like back when we
Using
just
their
only just
actual
had
brains.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, we just use our electronic ones.
Yeah.
So
I
I
used to use a
think-
pen. I
I
don't know
think
if you've seen one of them
it's
before.
scary. Yeah,
I
well,
used to have to do that thing in primary school.
Typewriter.
You wasn't allowed to write with a pen until you could write with a pencil.
did you get a pen license?
Yes, in like year 6.
Yeah, me too.
We used to use fountain pens.
Really?
Victorian.
I know, right?
How
And
old are
left-handed
you?
fountain pen was just, oh, no.
No,
It was
we
just a
weren't
big
allowed them.
smudge
We'd
of ink
stab each
across the
other
whole
with them.
page. We used to do handwriting lessons.
Yeah, we did handwriting.
Yeah, we did
okay,
handwriting
okay. So they still do that then?
I don't know.
Yeah. Probably not. They probably do
Uh,
bloody typing lessons
Yeah,
now,
no,
don't
they'll
they?
all have,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember
Mental.
when no, I'm not going to go there. I was going to make
Go
myself
on.
sound really old. No, I was going to say I remember when the school first got computers, and we were probably like 12, and it was a massive thing.
We had
And now kids have
massive
iPads when they're like
computers
2.
with the big back bits.
The old school Macs. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like an ornament now. They're like a collector's
my
piece.
my auntie got an old school Mac and it was like a white and blue one. The whole
Yeah,
back was
yeah,
blue,
yeah.
and she gave me it, and I sat in my nana's house like thinking
Yeah.
I was working in a little office.
They're great.
Yeah,
Take up a lot of room there.
yeah,
It's bonkers, isn't it?
huge. Lily's
Like,
like,
laptops
I
are
only
thinner
know
than a
what
book
iPad
now.
is.
No, I don't. I do remember having like a proper desktop with like a monitor and
Yeah.
stuff, but I don't
Is
know.
it about that thin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's another thing, isn't it? It's mad, like
How technology has evolved is terrifying.
yeah,
It's amazing, but also like it's very hard to keep up.
it
You need
is,
to
And
stop
what's
finding it
next?
scary.
and it's great.
I know I am getting there. You have genuinely really helped me with that because you two, you do show me the benefits of using AI and
Yeah.
these tools that are free and available for us to use.
Yeah, but I just think
Use them wisely.
we should learn to not lean too much into them because I think
Definitely.
people aren't even using their brains anymore. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
if
that's
you-
why my
it's
brain
like
don't
knowing
work.
how to like spell something and then just automatically being able to Google it instead of actually trying to spell it and use your head.
Yeah, me and my partner do this at home.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do a don't Google it. Because we'll be going, oh
My
my
sister
God,
was
what's it called?
telling
What's
me,
the thing? And I'm like, no, we can't look at our phones. We've got to use our brain and
my
try and
sister
remember.
was saying, like, one of her teachers always says, like, don't Google it. Whatever
Yeah.
you do, if you're trying to think about something, just think about it.
Yeah.
for
Even
a
if it
minute.
takes you all day and then later on
Just
it's like
think,
9 p.m. and
use
you
your head.
remember
Otherwise,
the
you're
name
just-
of the
you-
person.
You're
or
just ruining your brain, like, you know. But obviously, then again, it is beneficial in many ways. So
that, yeah. It just goes back to the using with, what's the word? Like, use with caution or in moderation.
in moderation,
Yeah.
100%.
So,
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for listening, everyone. And I was going to say Happy New Year, but by the time this goes out, it'll be
It's like February now, isn't it?
yeah.
happy spring.
So,
Yeah.
Happy
Spring,
Easter.
guys.
happy Easter, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
great.
true.
Great chat, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.